VTuber art drama. I have never heard of an artist doing this before, and this is nuts. I have been quiet about this for the past 2 days. I've written a document to explain it better. I have been harassed by my previous VTuber artist who had done my model for free, which I don't use anymore. This document explains it all. I'm not doing this anymore. Hello everyone. I really didn't want to have to do this, but after trying to email YouTubes with my artist claiming that they fully own my design, I have to step into this and shed some light on the claims being made by my previous artist. I want to be civil with her, but at this point it isn't allowing. So here was the forwarded message from the artist. Hi, my name is redacted Panda Queen / Bunya. I was Akuma Miko VT's artist, but she blocked me without knowing till now. I saw you guys are going to make a plushie of my design. I made the design from thin air and she never paid for it, never paid for commercial rights of it. So practically she is stealing the design without my consent. Please stop making her plushie. This is art theft. She is not allowed to sell the design for merchandising. I'm ready to hear from you hopefully soon. This was the email the artist sent to YouTubes. So this is going back into Akuma. Akuma says, I had made contact with Panda / Bunya in November of last year. Correction, time was November 5th, 2022. So yes, I did own the Catgirl and Demon design before meeting her. So here is a screenshot from Akuma Miko's Twitter page stating, shout out to my new VTuber mama, Panda Queen VT. Thank you for helping me get a model of my very own. I'm so excited. Another screenshot. So there's no date for this first tweet, but the second tweet here, the date is March 5th, 2023. The 5th of November marks my anniversary with my VTuber mama, Panda Queen VT. Thank you so much for helping me bring my ideas to life and for giving me a form that fits to me. Thank you for everything you've done for me. And these are photos of their model. These are DMs between the artist and Akuma, where Akuma is the one on the left sending these examples. So Akuma says the drawing I did the other night is a good reference for my cat look. And then the artist says, perfect, thank you, but the color of the kimono keep. And Akuma says, yeah, some more art. Last year, a previous client of theirs wanted to do an art trade with me, which I agreed to. The piece was done nicely as a sketch, but they had finished it in AI. And I had serious issues with that, as on the piece I made for the Panda's previous client was fully drawn and shaded. Panda / Bunya saw this happen and offered to make my model for free. I had already had a few concepts of what I wanted my character to look like, some fan art pieces, like maybe 2 because this was the beginning, pick crew pieces I had put together to get the idea of what I wanted my character to look like, including 2 mood boards I put together to fit the aesthetic of what I wanted. My character had already existed before Panda / Bunya stepped in. They added their own ideas to it, which I had said was okay. You can literally use the term model or VTuber model or art and search it on my Twitter profile. I had even made my own talking PNG before I had a model that really worked for me. Proof with timestamps, as I got my model in January of 2023 by the time she was finished. So here is Akuma on November 22nd, 2022, posting fan art somebody made for them. Very cute. So this was on October 27, 2022, showing a pit crew somebody made of them. You can still see the teal hair, the cat ears. Another example of fan art somebody made. This is on October 28, 2022. Again, we can see the teal hair, the 2 black clips, the blue eyes, the fang. Another example of fan art, October 29, 2022. This is less finished, but you can still see the cat ears, the bangs, the general character resemblances are there. Akuma says, I already had a blueprint of what I wanted my character to look like. My current model is not owned by Panda / Bunya, nor does it have the same outfit style. My plushie isn't either. Here are some side-by-sides. Here is Bunya / Panda's model she made in 2022. As we can see here, it's the same thing. It's teal hair with bangs, V-shaped bangs with longer side bangs that reach the chin with white tufts and long hair. And my current model, same thing, teal hair, V-shape, the side bangs, the cat ears, and long hair. Both of them, they're wearing a choker and a black tank top or black strappy top. My plushie with U2s. We look a little familiar, don't we? So here's their U2s plushie. Notice how the last 2, I've changed up my design. I frequently do things to add to my design, and I also have more than one outfit. The only thing she has done is make me some art pieces, my first model, and that is it. To Bunya / Panda, I'm not making this document to tell people to be aware to not buy from you. I'm making this document to defend myself after I had tried to split from you amicably and you didn't allow me that piece. I was going to pay you the full price eventually because I felt bad leaving without paying you for work you did for me for free. But that is what you did. You did it for free. And personally, after going to my sponsor and talking behind my back for over a 2-month period, I do not feel comfortable paying you for your services anymore. If you want to try taking me to court or show them the DMs between us when you first made my model, I can promise I will back up my story here. I deleted my messages with you because I didn't want it to get to this level, but you still have the messages, so why aren't you showing them? I wish you no bad will and I hope you're doing well. But I will stand up for myself regarding this, as Akuma Miku does not belong to you. You designed my first outfit and that was all. I will not take the constant attacks from you and others who have tried to make me feel shitty in the situation, and that is why I wrote this document. Don't tell no lies about me and I won't tell truths about you. As of releasing this document, Panda / Bunya has admitted to working on this for free and doing this for personal gain. So Bunya says, regarding the document I just read, darling, doing that is throwing shit at me. What the hell? Is that really the only good thing about you? Spreading shit about everybody? And how you left all rights to the design since now your name is not Miko. Ichigomi. You are not liking the idea about leaving the design because it's giving you audience and money. Leave her, you will have a more beautiful design and unique. Why bother? Either way, I'm selling the design, like it or not, so goodbye. She had tried to use a secondary character that I thought I wanted to completely rebrand to, but didn't go through with it because I had been the character that I have been for almost 2 years now. I decided to make Mimi a secondary VTuber for eventual YouTube videos on topics I enjoy. She has tried to tell me to change my design when this is literally something I gave her to work with and the character I had before she started working on the model itself. So maybe an example? Bunny says, also another thing, the demon one is coming with me too, so please change to your other design so I can properly sell this one along with the emotes I've made. Thank you. Let's not forget that she never really used her. Didn't know why, but like she only used it to show the toggles it has, nothing else. Yes, it is a free VTuber model, but it is my work, my time, and more screenshots. She is also currently trying to sell my old model for $500 because of this, and the fact they have quite literally made this document and went forward with addressing this after she had went to YouTube and tried to claim she completely owned my design. So you can see here, Bunny says, here everyone, please stop it. I'm selling the model you wanted or not. So basically from what I understand from reading this entire document, okay, Akuma Miko already had an idea of what they wanted for their model. They wanted teal hair with cat ears, with long hair and 2 black clips with blue eyes and a black choker in kind of like a lewdish goth outfit. That idea was an idea that Miku had for a long time, an idea for their character. And they prove this by showing all of fan art people have made. Fan art made in late 2022 with the teal hair, the long hair, cat ears, the black clips. More examples, teal hair, blue eyes, black clips, the choker. So all of those elements are indicative to Akuma's design that the artist Panda did not do. According to Akuma, all Panda did was, in terms of creative liberty, is choose the outfit, which is what, a black tank top? I'm not trying to shit on artistic liberties, but a black tank top and a black skirt is not exactly like unique in terms of outfits. They didn't do basically outfit designing. That's an outfit you can go and purchase from H&M. Not a bad outfit whatsoever. I'm basically wearing something essentially very similar to that right now. It's also not like an outfit. This outfit was so complicated. It is warrant that you could argue the outfit owned by the artist. Does that make sense? Because with outfit, there's people who sell outfits and stuff, and it's a very, very complex, well-designed outfit that is unique to the artist. This is a top and skirt you can buy off H&M. A classic combo, but not a unique combo to this artist whatsoever. I'm stalking Bunya's Twitter right now. Wow. So here is Bunya's Twitter page, and this is the screenshot of Bunny selling the model. It is cropped off, so there's no extra info by opening it up. A Toes LLC says how much to buy. Bunya says, hello, it's $500. It comes with the emotes I've made, a profile photo I'm working on, and a new art of the design, along with the toggle of the demon form. So a Toes says, dang, I don't have enough for it, hoping I can get it before it's sold. But I probably won't be able to afford it. However, I will admit my desire for it's kind of petty, so maybe I'm not the best home. Shroom Bomb says, don't buy it. They're selling it illegally and you'll probably be held liable for purchasing it. A Toe says, I don't know, Miko does illegal shit all the time, but I don't see anybody trying to stop her, deplatform her, or anything like that. Legit, maybe people should start looking at Miko and saying the same shit you told me. Maybe I wouldn't be a victim of her crimes if they did. And before anybody else says I don't have evidence, below is what we call blackmail. It is illegal in all 50 states. That, combined with her reposting a tweet in which my intimate images were contained, is enough for her to go to prison. So Redacted says, okay, it'll be done today. Unlike Draco, I try to own my wrongs and move forward. So of course I'll do it, but it's gonna be hard and I need a guarantee. Carter says, it will not be used to harm you, but Miko will see it. I will guarantee that. Also being said, if you break this apology, Miko will be posting about it. And so Redacted, I'm guessing Redacted is a Toes. They're just blocking out their Discord info. Says, I don't talk about Celoy or the others, just Miko. Also being said, if you break this apology, Miko will be posting about it. Carter says, I need proof that you can be held accountable if you break that. This is all conspiring on October 6, 2023. A Toe says, you're free to stalk me. Carter says, no, I need you to tell me that you'll accept responsibility for all the claims you made against Miko. A Toe says, besides, like I said, I got out what I needed to say. It's one of the reasons why I vent, to say stuff. So here is Miko's stuff. I really don't know what's going on about this. Miko was saying the apology isn't good. Zeron says, girl, it's not even Miko. It's her friend or fan or somebody else. You can't blame her for what others say. A Toe said it was done on her behalf via her request. Also completely ignoring what I said, she quote retweeted a thread with my intimate images. Miko herself did that. Miko herself admits to doxing dozens of people. We're gonna ignore that. Miko tried to say I was faking DID because I didn't get my diagnoses the same way she did. But come to find out, a psych ward discharge paper with a list of diagnoses and a psychologist's signature is a valid diagnosis. But she gaslit me into thinking it wasn't and disrupted years of progress in therapy. This is derailing a lot from the original thing. This person is basically saying it's okay to buy the model because allegedly Miko did bad things. I'm just saying, in everything, there's 3 sides, okay? 2 sides and the truth. They're out here, Miko is the VTuber whose model is being sold. This person is saying that Miko doxed dozens of people. Where's the proof? They're stating that Miko tried to say I was faking DID. Where's the proof? And I'm just gonna say, this Carter person demanding some guarantees from a toes is weird. But they're saying Miko will see it, I will guarantee that. That doesn't sound like Miko told me to do this. It sounds like I am doing this on my own regard and I'm gonna DM Miko about this afterwards, which is a separate thing. So I do think people sending your friends to go harass people is not cool. We already talked about that with Bafa, which is a whole separate stream and a whole separate video. But that being said, Miko can't be held liable for other people's actions. And unless we have proof, you know, of screenshots of Miko being like, hey, Carter, can you go harass this person? I'm gonna give benefit of the doubt until I can see proof. It sounds like this person, a toes, has a huge bone to pick against Miko. So it sounds like they're collecting a fuck ton of screenshots as evidence and proof. So I'm just a little bit confused if they have such a vendetta against Miko. Where are the other screenshots? Because you seem like somebody that would collect a lot of screenshots. That's just my guess. I just want to see proof of this. Maybe there is tea about this person. I just don't know it. They provided really weak proof about the blackmail, so I need to see other proof to then substantiate it because I don't know this person and they so far don't seem like a very viable source because these screenshots are very odd. So here we have Trash stating you are aware that it's barely legal if at all, right? That's like gifting somebody a PC and then taking it back even though at this point it is legally theirs. Not only that, but it's also morally disgusting and speaks volumes about you as an artist. Suki says, do you understand that this is illegal? You took her concepts and made a model based off her character and now you want to sell them. You don't own the designs. You don't deserve to sell them. I would never want to commission you if you're gonna take my designs and sell it. Then we have Kahora Kimura VT stating, a little birdie told me to slip this in here while I work on some new posts to add to my information. Do people not realize where you're from? Do people also not do their research? It sounds like a bunch of Americans throwing a temper tantrum. And I'm saying this as one, as an American. So Bunya is Chilean. Under copyright laws, gov.uk. So this is the UK government posting about this. So I would like to see the direct source from the Chilean government, but it's probably not in English. Chile has two types of copyright that can be granted. One, patrimonial rights, which provides the holder the right to obtain financial return from the use and exploitation of the work. Moral rights, which emphasize the existing personal link between the author and the work. As a general rule in Chile, individuals' work can be protected under the copyright for the creator's lifetime and then 70 years after that. Good to know. Authors can register their work with the Department of Intellectual Property Rights. Enforcing your rights. If you believe that somebody is using or benefiting from your IP rights without your consent, it is advisable to seek legal advice at an early stage. With a VTuber model, there's a lot of nuance with the VTuber model because the concept of the model and the art of the model are actually technically two different things. You can have the concept of an art piece, and that is actually IP on its own, and then you can have the copyright for the artwork, which is kind of like a separate thing. I think the best example for this, let's just use Pokemon as an example. Let's just say you wanted to make fan art of Pikachu, and you drew Pikachu yourself, and you made Pikachu into a sticker that you're trying to sell. Do you own the copyright to the artwork of the sticker? The IP of Pikachu is owned by Pokemon because Pikachu as a character with the yellow body, with the two red cheeks, the zigzag tail, and the black tips on the ears, design and that character concept is owned. So even though you use your two hands to draw, you only own the artwork of Pikachu. And if you are then trying to profit off of this artwork of Pikachu, you do not own Pikachu. Therefore, you cannot sell this artwork of Pikachu unless you get licensed approval because you are using Pokemon's IP, being the design of Pikachu. This issue of selling the VTuber model falls into the same realm. The design and the concept of the VTuber model is made by Akuma. You used your two hands to go and draw the outfit and the model and etc. and breathe life into it. Yes, the concept of the character and the IP for that belongs to Akuma. You do not have the right to sell this model because you do not own the concept of the design. The concept of the design still belongs to Akuma. So that's why you can't sell it. Because if you think about it this way, right? Let's just play devil's advocate and say, if the law sides with Bunya, and if the law sides with if you made art of the character, you now own this and you can sell it for profit, who is stopping a bunch of people of making a bunch of fan art of VTuber models and then selling the models? Then tomorrow, if legally Bunya is allowed to do this, tomorrow I can go and make free fan art of Shy Lily. Poor Shy Lily getting dragged into this once again. I can go make a free Shy Lily model for Shy Lily. And then, oh, because I use my hands to make it, I can now sell this Shy Lily 2.0 model and profit off of it? No, I cannot, because I don't own the concept of Shy Lily's design. Shy Lily owns that. So I cannot financially profit off of selling peace, even though I made it with my own two hands, because the concept of the design itself is not owned by me. Kahoru was trying to do a told you so with the screenshot, being like, wow, here's the two types of copyrights that Chile has. Let's look here. If you believe that somebody is using or benefiting from your IP rights without your consent, it's advisable to seek legal advice. Who exactly owns the IP of this VTuber model? So the law will not side on Bunya's side. I feel like if this were ever to escalate to court, the law will not side on Bunya's side. If you also look at the design process, the only thing that Bunya added with their creative twist is the outfit. Akuma doesn't even use that outfit anymore. Nor is that outfit a unique outfit. This is the outfit. It is a black tank crop top with a choker that's already featured in a lot of Akuma's previous designs with a black skirt. This is not a unique outfit. I can literally walk into H&M and purchase this outfit. And they're wearing like a little jacket off the shoulder. I can walk into H&M and purchase this outfit today. It's also not a unique outfit either. So we could maybe argue potentially part of the demon cat design could be more unique. And to be honest, this is really sus behavior to me. Interesting. Bunya then tweeted, now that you're stalking me, I'm not selling the demon one separately. What the F? It's just proving that I have all rights reserved. The current model will come with a toggle of the demon. Stop being delusional and creating your own things. Because remember, this cat model can then switch into the demon cat model. On the selling thing, it looks like it's selling as two separate models, but apparently it's going to come together as one. So here we have Ross stating, you will want to ask the artist if you are allowed to show it on your own social media. Commission art still requires an agreement/contract to obtain commercial use, where that US law doesn't apply to art created in another country. Each place has their own laws. I'm just saying again, there should have been a discussion about commercial rights and that was not discussed. So then that makes this legally a little bit more messy. If commercial rights for that model was not obtained, profiting off of that model would not be allowed. Regarding the U2's plushie, which is where Bunya DM'd U2's or like emailed U2's trying to get the sponsorship canceled for the plushie. This U2's plushie is not made using the VTuber model's design. Because again, as we've already discussed, the design of the cat ears, okay, like the teal hair, the combination of the V-shaped bangs with the side bangs and the cat ears and the tufts and the choker, that combination belongs to Akuma. The only argument you could potentially make in terms of the model is to the outfit, not the model itself, but the outfit design, which was selected by Bunya. But this U2's plushie has slightly different hair and also a different outfit. If there were any copyright on the model art that would belong to Bunya, it does not stretch to the U2's plushie because any element that was quote unquote unique to the model, being the outfit, is not featured here. It is a different top. It's not a tank top. It's a crop top. It's a different choker. And the jacket is different. There's no white frills on the jacket. And there's no thigh highs or garter. So the outfit is unique to this U2's plushie. So the copyright wouldn't extend that far. Then Akuma made a second post, quote retweeting that post we initially read, then stating, hi artist, can you tell me if this kind of response is okay and how I should go about handling it if she does sell my design to somebody else? I feel like this is a very bad practice. Again, here we can see the screenshots from Bunya, more screenshot information. Because I am a content creator, I have to work a lot around copyright when I work with companies. And as an artist, I am also very familiar about copyrights because I have been copyright struck before from companies for making art of their characters. So I've literally been struck by it firsthand. I made Pikachu emotes on my Etsy shop that I had to take down. There's a fine line between inspired by and then walking into using their IP. So more screenshots. All of these screenshots were again in the design that's being sold. Akuma says, I would also like to add, there was no written agreement. We had discussed that I wanted to incorporate into my model based on pic crews and had made a few pieces of art I had received beforehand and one I had drew myself a few days before meeting her. This was completely free. Babybug says legally she can sell it. Morally, it's not right though. Akuma says even if it's just an earlier version of a character you've created, she's only added things to the outfit like the jacket, spike collar, and instead of thigh highs like most of my past designs, hers, she had changed them into boots. It was my own character prior to this. If she drew everything and did those changes, then yes, she's entitled to sell the character. You're basically renting it for free. Here's the thing again. I personally do not think that this legally would fly. Again, let's just say I wanted to draw Pikachu, but I gave Pikachu a hat. And I'm like, it is now my own character because I gave Pikachu a hat. No, it is still Pikachu. He's just wearing a hat. I don't know. If I put Pikachu in a tutu and I'm like, this is not Pikachu, this is like Shimichu, it's still not gonna fly. I can't rename Pikachu and put him him in a tutu, call that my own design. It is still Pikachu in a different outfit. If I have Pikachu and I color him green, if I have the exact same body, the exact same ears, the exact same tail, it's still Pikachu. Legally, that's not gonna fly. Fufu, this is like saying somebody who drew a book cover tries to claim the book because they drew the concepts in it. I feel is more accurate because a VTuber isn't the design or the art. They are the work, they own the IP. Yeah, that is also a great analogy too. The argument I drew it does not fly because you don't own the design of what you drew. Because again, who's to say, look, tomorrow I can go and make fan art of Shy Lily, okay? I take Shy Lily's model and then I trace it basically 1-to-1, but I give her a different outfit. Let's say I put Shy Lily in an evening gown. I can now say, this is my model, I'm gonna sell it. No, because it's still Shy Lily, I just changed her outfit. It doesn't fly. Carter says there's a few caveats. To confirm, there was no written agreement. This was a gift. You use a visually similar model still. So this was not an appropriate reaction, excessively petty too. She can sell it, but it would put a guilty conscience on whomever buys it. Your best bet is to call her out and make it aware that model was a gift. If somebody does buy it, let them know and show and tell them how to get a refund and explain the situation to them. Should it get worse, reporting them to any websites, Twitter, etc. can work, as this technically is infringing on your property. As it is again visually similar to your current likeness, is intentionally being held against you as it is similar to your likeness. Huff says, in most places like the USA, when you purchase a design and it's stated in a comment or message that it's what you're doing and you pay even $1 for it, it's now a legally binding contract. I don't know what the legality behind selling gifts, but I don't think that legally would fly. Because if you gift it, can't you prove that there's like a transfer of ownership there? But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm really, really sorry this is happening to Akuma. This is so fucked up. Somebody is just essentially holding their likeness over their head just to be petty or upset. And the second note too, this is such a bad look from the artist. Like, as an artist, don't you want to get work?